First, I want to say that I was shocked with the dominance that Georgia showed in the first half, especially. Defense absolutely dominated, and the offense, while it struggled, did enough. 23-0 at halftime for this one. One thing that was interesting: the squib kick to begin the second half, a little bit weird. Kirby
Yeah.
said he thought it was a miss hit, but I don't know. Maybe he was trying to defend some decisions with some coach speak of his own. I don't know if it was a coaching staff thing or if that was a player thing, whatever. Anyways, whatever it was, gave them great field position to start things off there. Um, so I will say that the refs made a bad call on the PI on Texas. I will say that they missed. It could have gone both ways, but probably more so it should not have been called. They did miss a PI on Dylan Bell on our drive before that, would have kept the drive alive. So I'm just going to throw that out there for whatever. But the behavior by the fans, and I don't think it was just students because it was all over the place. If you're looking on TV, um, to throw trash on the field in protest for that particular call, unacceptable. Just an unacceptable thing for anyone to do. I know, Matt, there's some feelings there for Tennessee. Whatever.
I
Mustard bottles. I
listen
didn't
when
see any
that
mustard
happens.
bottles, so
When that's again, that's a personal brand choice that we use at the University
that's
of
true.
Tennessee.
That's right.
That's
Yeah,
that's
it's
an NIL
what do they say in
agreement.
SEC shorts? It's more aerodynamic.
More
So
aerodynamic,
yeah.
exactly right. Yeah.
So that behavior unacceptable. The decision was changed, and I think they got the call right. But I get why Kirby was mad about that. It's not that the call wasn't correct. It's that they're setting a dangerous precedent by
Mhm.
allowing basically a riot to determine a call. And because they had already spotted the ball, this wasn't like they were going to review it. They had already
Uh-huh.
spotted the ball ready to go. And so whether or not that's why they changed the call because of the fans throwing stuff is irrelevant because that's how it was going to be perceived, right? So we get to that more on that later. Texas scored right after that to make it 23-15. Talking about momentum key in this one as well. So with that in mind, Georgia's got to try to seize that momentum back now that's been kind of shifted. The very next drive, big pass from Carson Beck to Arian Smith, and then a play right after that, trick play to Oscar Delp to get us, way down the field. That was huge in kind of seizing that momentum back. And then later on in that drive, Trevor Etienne having to score twice on the final set of downs. I thought it was hilarious because they were reviewing the one where he clearly stretched the ball and broke the plane. Herb Street on the broadcast is like, "Oh, that's easy. That's an easy call. It's a touchdown." And then the refs come on. They're like, "Actually, calling the field stands." And so ETN had to score again on fourth down, which I thought was a good call. You're on like the 1 inch line, so even if you don't make it, they're super backed up, right? Um, so and then Michael Williams forced a fumble on Texas' very next possession, recovered by the Dogs, and the momentum was back in full swing in Georgia's favor. Honestly, I felt like another call was missed near the end where ETN probably got that first down at the end, would have put the game away sooner. But whatever. Defense stepped up again as they had almost all night and put the game on lockdown. One photo that I thought was fantastic and just, hang it in the Louvre is where you had both Manning and Ewers sitting on the bench right out, and they just both looked absolutely shell shocked, like what in the world just happened. And so I thought that was great. And I'm not getting ahead of myself because obviously it's a great win. It's a huge win for Georgia's confidence, especially after the debacle in Alabama, which I think oddly enough kind of prepared them for this game. Being in that hostile environment in Alabama, I think prepared them for this as well. But I'm not getting ahead of myself. We might have to play them again, especially if both teams play well from here on out. So who knows? There may be a rematch for this one. So we're quite familiar with who gets the last laugh in the SEC because it happens. So let's talk about the penalties doled out by the SEC and Greg Sankey. So because of the throwing garbage on the field and everything, they incurred several fines and other penalties. One of them is a $250,000 fine. chump change. Matthew McConaughey can just, pay that out of his back pocket, whatever. They don't really care about that one, but they are required to use all available security, stadium, and television video to identify individuals who threw objects and ban them from Texas athletic events for the remainder of the 24-25 academic and athletic year. And then in addition to that, they're reviewing the Texas alcohol availability policies. And while the SEC did announce they would not be suspending alcohol sales at Texas, they have said that they do reserve the right to do so if certain things aren't met from here on out, and if they don't comply with other things. The university has to provide a report to the conference office to summarize its efforts to identify and penalize offenders and its plan to enact policies to prevent future similar incidents while ensuring compliance with conference standards. Blah, blah, blah. So anyways, you get it. There's a lot being handed down here. I think Greg Sankey had to do this because it's not just a bad look for the conference. It's dangerous and could lead to worse things if they let them get away with this. Because if it's a perception to all fan bases now that, oh, well, if I don't get my way, I can just throw garbage on the field, then it's going to start happening everywhere.